So earlier today, one of my classmates said that he was going to switch whatever, maybe like a college degree or something, to dentistry. And the thing about that is, I used to talk. Is that I was in a group with him a few months ago, and he went off on a story about how he hooked up with a freshman. So in the future, I'm gonna need to check my future wife and whoever she has as her dentist. Anyways, finally doing it. Finally recapping on championship weekend. There's already been a ton of stuff that's happened. Of course, the Browns hiring Todd Monken, which I will say I'm feeling a whole lot better about hiring him. A whole lot better. We got our new OC, run game coordinator for the Ravens, so Quinshon Judkins' fantasy value is going to be out of the moon, but I really hope he does well. I really hope he figures out the offense. But that's not the point of today's video. Today's video is about the conference championship results and how one game was a snooze fest and how the other game was an instant classic. First off, we have Patriots and Broncos, and I'm not too harsh on this game as a lot of people are. But I will say this. The Broncos would have won with Bo Nix. I feel like the Broncos would have 100% won with Bo Nix. Bo Nix won them that game versus the Bills. He's won them many games before with comeback drives and whatever. And when your defense has that dominant a performance and you know how clutch Bo Nix is, Broncos would have won this game. And now here's the reason why they lost that game. Because they went for it on 4th and 1. It was either 1 or 2. They went out for it when they were already well into their territory, and they went for it, and it was a terrible play call. And due to all the snow and shit, Broncos field goal kicker couldn't make shit, and well, so could the Patriots. So that gave the Broncos a chance. But the Broncos just sticked with their guns. They would have. It could have been a tie, and it would have went into overtime, but it didn't. And Drake May, I know he only had 86 yards, but let's be honest, dude. They won that game because of him. On the offensive side of the ball, I mean. He was the only one that was getting done with it. He was like, I believe, like one of the leading rushers, if not the leading rusher on the team. But, like Drake May had that clutch game-winning run he had, and then the game-winning run and then the touchdown run, that big run he had, I think at like the second half, I believe. Yeah, the second half, before all the snow belted down. And like he won them that game, and the Patriots won. God help us all, but hey, Mike Vrabel led a team to the Super Bowl, baby. I bet Tennessee is really feeling them right now, but Mike Vrabel's an Ohio State alumni, so salutes to him. Couldn't be more happy for the guy. And now this is why Stafford is going to win the MVP, or should at least deserve it. Because Rams versus Seahawks, built up by the 2 games they had, built up by the last game specifically, they were thought of as the 2 best teams, and god damn it, they were. Stafford had one of his career best, and Darnold had absolutely his career best game. I mean, we can talk about the defense and all that crap, but here's the thing. When the offense needed to go ahead and score points, they did just that. And Jackson Smith and Jigba showing exactly why Ohio State wide receiver university, dude. God damn it, my voice is breaking. Always drink your fluids. I'm gonna need to do more than that, especially this whole weather. But back to what I was saying. JS said that one-handed catch That touchdown play call. That play call by Click Kubiak, who is going to go to the Raiders unless Mark Davis is a dumb motherfucker. Or maybe the Cardinals, but I think he'd rather stay in Seattle. But dude, Click Kubiak is a genius. I mean, he was with the Minnesota last year, and then Darnold brought him over to Seattle. Guess what? It has done wonders, absolute wonders. Kubiak and McDonald are the best two-man coaching tree right now. Like, we were talking about Johnson and Campbell, but at the end of the day, bro, they got to the Super Bowl. It's sure they beat a depleted 49ers squad in the divisional rounds, but they are the best all-around team. And when it comes to the Super Bowl prediction, which I will give, but I won't get into. But at the end of the day, bro, shout out to Davante Adams. He clutched up when he needed it. I think he's got a lot left in the tank. I think he's got a lot left in the tank for sure, dude. And Puka Nacua is good. Is good as long as he's not on kick streams or tweets on Twitter or has an opinion about concussions. But and then the Rams, to solve all their special teams problems, decide to hire our special teams coordinator. One of the NFL's best. Sean McVay, I thought you were better than this, but I bet this was the GM's call. But in all seriousness and all fairness, Rams have lost because of their big one weakness, special teams. Seahawks got motherfucking Rashid Shaheed. They ain't got no witness. They ain't got no weakness. God damn it, I blew that. But hats off to the Seahawks and the Rams for an amazing season and being the NFL's best teams. And pretty much being the Super Bowl. And let me just tell you, those Super Bowl jerseys, dude. The USA patch. Good God, dude. That shit looks horrendous. Absolutely terrible, dude. But, and one more thing. Oh, I forgot to mention it, bro. The Broncos. And then Sean Payton. Sean Payton. When he couldn't be more of a dipshit than I already knew who he was, he said that, Bo Nix had a pre-existing ankle condition. And that doesn't make it any better. That does not make it any better at all. And then Bo Nix says Payton should have said that. So great job of creating a rift between you and your franchise quarterback here. And then Sean Payton basically rage quit and fired his offensive coordinator, his wide receivers coach, and his freaking quarterbacks coach for no reason. Why the hell would you fire your quarterbacks coach? I mean, that makes no sense. Your wide receivers coach, I can understand that one. And the OC, which is funny as hell because Sean Payton is the motherfucker that calls the plays. But they're doing that to keep his QB's coach, who's going to stay, because, who's going to stay because Cliff Kubiak going to go to Vegas, and, Joe Brady got the Buffalo job, which is hilarious. And then we have, after they saw that performance, Vikings GM, Kwesi, I'm not going to try to say his last name, got fired. Which is insane. Which I looked back at the last draft class and said, yeah, I understand why they fired him. But the reason why he was so successful was because of the coaching staff he brought in. Like, he was a genius, dude. Like, O'Connell, Flores, like, he was a genius, but the biggest thorn on his side was his draft class and J.J. McCarthy. Kevin O'Connell, dude. When you have Kevin O'Connell say, like, I don't want to start this guy 2025 season, I don't think he's ready, that's when you know what's up. He's a quarterback guru. He gets every quarterback who's ever played for him to do great and do well. And he was right. It was a lost season. JJ tanked in fantasy and all jazz, and they fired him over it. And they're not even going to hire one. they're not even going to hire one until after the draft, which I think is absolutely insane. I mean, like, what the fuck? You're not going to get one? Are you serious? That just sounds stupid as hell. Like, who would want to accept that job if you're not going to draft the people? Like, that just sounds lame as hell to me. But it is what it is. It's the business of the NFL. That motherfucker was like scouting at... That motherfucker was just scouting at the Senior Bowl earlier this week. So, like, it is what it is, man. But, it's an interesting world we live in. I'll do the Super Bowl prediction next week. I plan on making other types of videos going forward next week, especially after the Super Bowl. And then we'll, like, pretty much, like, wrap up all football for, I say, like, a good week until, like, well, we'll talk about every coaching hire when that's finalized. Combine, I'll talk about it. Maybe, like, Browns mock drafts, who I want at this, that. But I think I'm going to lay back on football for a bit. Basketball, music, possible soccer, I don't know. But we're going to talk about a lot of things. I want to bring a lot of variety to this channel. So, hey, that's it. Hope you're all having a great day/night. Hopefully you're all warm inside. Not freezing like me, but hey, thanks for watching. Go Browns. Thank y'all. Bye.